Marilyn,
Yes, Anne-Marie.
why are we having fries for breakfast?
Because I want, whenever possible, I want a hamburger and fries.
Really, this is true?
It's true. And you, like, so what, you got chicken and fries,
Yeah.
and I got ketchup and fries, and I got a burger.
Yeah.
It's just who we are. And these are kind of cold, and that's like a mom,
Yeah,
right?
100%. I'm going to ask a question, then I'm going to take a big bite. So
Okay,
you have
go.
to give me a long answer. We've answered why we're having fries for breakfast, but this is the final episode. Do you have any idea what's going to happen, and how are you feeling about it?
You know, that's a good question. Enjoy. This will be a long answer. You know, I know it's the right decision. So that there's, you know, I'm not questioning that. I know there's going to be surprises on the show. I asked them, I said, look, family should be present at some point, and after that, it's all yours. Because my crew and producer, John Simpson, know me so well after 13 seasons. So far, so great with surprise mystery guests and the way that they've curated the shows. So let's have fun, because if I'm surprised and you are a fan of the show after 13 seasons, you are also going to be surprised. And I want people to shine. So the crew has been working really hard to put all these shows together.
And I know that because your crew and your team's office is right outside of my office. And they are like ants. They're so busy. But, you know, I have to ask you, Marilyn, what's the last little bit been like? I see them working hard, and everybody's working hard to the last show.
So I made the announcement on my son's birthday, April 13th.
Wow.
And then right after that, we went and took that last big trip, the Marilyn Denis show crew, we went to New Zealand. So while I was away, they were busy working on things. I come back, and those meetings that we normally have on Wednesdays, it's not all filled out because it's like question mark here, question mark here.
Right.
So they've been really busy doing that, and they've been very busy at whispering or moving the meeting to another part of the building. And the other day they said, you need to leave right now.
Oh.
And I said, okay, because they're having all these meetings. So I just know that the creative juices have, you know, been working overtime.
Yeah.
And I know that they've asked some people to be on the show. That's not a long, as you know, being in TV, that's not a long period of time to say, hey, can you fly in?
Yeah.
Hey, can you do a Zoom? Hey, can you do that? Like, it's been pretty remarkable.
Well, and people will do that for you.
Yeah.
Because they do love you.
So
I
nice.
remember, I mean, before there was HGTV, Marilyn, there was you. There was you and Debbie Travis, and you were sponge painting the world.
That's right. We made Canada and the world. Debbie made the world a more beautiful place. I just
Right.
made, like, you know, Canada maybe a little bit better. You went to people's houses when you were, it's so funny, when you were looking at houses to buy a house, you'd see at least 1 or 2 sponge painted
100%.
rooms. And I went, sorry,
Yeah.
I did that. But you know, it all happened in this room. This
Yeah.
room has been my home for 34 years.
Yeah, wow.
So I did City Line here.
Yep.
There was a little bit of a break in between because there was a merger and acquisition, and where we're going to put Marilyn. And then I came back in, and it was the same room, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, there's so many people in the lifestyle space that say,
Yes.
I owe my career to Marilyn. You've heard this over and over on these last shows.
I'm so blessed
How
on
does
that.
that make you feel?
Well, you know, all the people that worked on those shows and found those people and brought them to the show where I got to work with them is how that all happened. I didn't go out and find these people. They were very well, you know, searched for and looked after.
Yeah.
And then when we knew that there was something magical happening because of a great relationship, or the fact that, let's just talk about this, how talented they were, you know, that gives me energy, and you can see that on the air. So I feel very blessed with that. And what really gets me, Anne-Marie, is the people that are much younger than me who said, I watched you with my grandmother and my mother, and they are now a guest expert on the show.
I love that.
Me too.
Marilyn,
Me too.
I learned how to put on my blush by watching you. I shave my legs the same way because of something I learned on your show, which is with conditioner. I've done it this way
Did
for like
you?
25 years.
Come on. So why? But here's the great.
And now here we are having burgers for breakfast.
So this was the most remarkable thing, because City Line was all about saving money. And whatever, they said, so why are you buying extra things to shave your legs when you use hair conditioner? I don't know who told us that.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, thank you, because, I'm so glad that was a good takeaway. One of my favorites, yeah.
Taught it to my daughters now, too.
Okay, very good.
The other thing people might not know about this space is how many couples you've brought together. What is it about you and this space that makes love bloom? Marilyn, there are so many.
I know, I've got...
Like Janice and Dwight Drummond.
Yes, that's right.
artist.
And Rodney.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, because we have such a variety of topics, people see people and they start seeing these people.
Yeah.
And they would do it very quietly, and I wouldn't know about it. And then I'd see them, oh my gosh, and I'd see them in public, and I'd see them getting engaged.
Yeah.
And like Dwight and Janice, like been married 23 years, have 2 beautiful daughters.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah, and he was a cameraman at the time.
Oh, I know. He's told me this story, but he kind of like leaned out the side and he saw her modeling. And then he said, I need to get my act together and go ask that woman out.
I remember when Richard Marx, the singer, I was doing a show with him. We really started bringing in more musical guests because that's lifestyle too. You listen to music and whatever. And he said to me, it happened 3 different times, but I remember Richard Marx coming in. He's such a flirt. He wasn't married at the time. He said, I'd like to see the fashion show if I could. And I remember him standing right over there and entertaining all the women. Yeah.
Oh,
so
I'm
that's,
sure.
I mean,
I'm sure they were not complaining.
Billy
either.
Ray Cyrus did the same thing.
Also not surprised.
I don't want to be in the green room. I want to be out here. Okay. And when there was food involved, Kenny Rogers said it wasn't about women at all. It was about food.
It was all about the food.
Christine Cushing was here. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I
right.
love
Yeah,
Christine Cushing. It's another one who started watching because of you.
Yeah. Aww.
When you look at the impact that you have had on this industry, whether it be bringing up new talent or making space for women and women-led businesses and women broadcasters, what do you see as your legacy? What do you see as the imprinter? What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of the fact I've got stick-to-itiveness. I'm most proud of the fact I came into broadcasting and radio first, which is my first love, with a lot of guys. And I thought about this the other day. I was raised by men in this industry. And I'll say that I had a great run with great teachers, great mentors in that. Like, don't be late for work. Make sure, that you have the content ready. Make sure you're prepared. So I was raised by men, both in radio and other, like TSN. I did TSN, a very bad job with TSN, but they were really good about stick-to-itiveness, show up on time. The legacy, I think, is let's build together. Like one of my favorite lines is, her success doesn't mean that you're not successful. Her success is your success. And that's how I always felt about that. I know that back in the day, there was this kind of a thing where, oh, she got this job because she knew somebody. Yeah. She got this job because she slept with somebody. Yeah. She got this job because she's related to somebody. And, or it was viewed as, a woman would look at somebody like me and go, I really want her job, I'm going to go after her job. I've never felt that way. If you want my job, good for you, because that means you want something more. And so I've supported all those things. I never felt that there was any backstabbing, or because my approach was, well, if you want this, do what I did, come after it. I'm open to you trying to learn. I'm open to you having the opportunity to be on a show or this show and grow. And a lot of people did. They left shows like City Line to start their own businesses.
But I think that I know you're very self-deprecating, but I think that has a lot to do with your approach, because the way the system, as I remember being set up, was there was one spot for a woman.
That's true.
And there was almost like a competition, like you had to bump one off to get one in, and you changed that space by saying, let's just make space for everybody.
Let's do it. Yeah. I was brought up, with sisters too. You had to, there's a sisterhood that's really important to me. Yeah. And so if that made room for people to grow, to learn and to grow and to move on, that's great. If you want to know what my legacy, I feel what my legacy is I love mentoring. If you ask, and people have asked me in this building, and do you have 15 minutes for me? Yes. Come in. Let's tell me what's going on. And the questions vary, but I felt giving people time and give them your opinion. I don't really run this building, although sometimes I'd like to. But I will tell you what I know that you can apply to your life that will give you some answers, because I don't think there's enough mentorship here in the world. Basically, everyone is on their own. It's not a solo thing.
Being the true pro that you are, you have led me to my next surprise for you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Speaking of mentoring, I have 2 women who you mean a lot to them, Lindsey and Kelsey both. and I'm going to let you listen to what Lindsey had to say to you.
Oh my.
Some people say you should never meet the people you admire the most because you will most likely walk away from that interaction disappointed. But the people who say that have clearly never met Marilyn. Marilyn, what you do on air is extraordinary. You have this incredible ability to connect, and it comes to you naturally. It's authentic, it's real, you care, and it's that care that extends beyond the studio. What you don't see at home are the conversations that happen in the hallways of this building. Without fail, if I see Marilyn walking toward me, she will stop, she will say hello, and she will care what I have to say. When Marilyn asks, "How are you?" she really means it, and she always takes the time to listen. Thank you, Marilyn, for always setting the example in this industry of how to treat others with your incredible kindness and your infinite curiosity. I feel so lucky and privileged to know you on air and in the halls of this building, because who knew when I walked through the doors here at 299 Queen Street West in Toronto, I would also be handed the greatest hall pass of all time. That is a pass that has allowed me to interact with you.
Oh. My goodness, that's so nice.
It's all true, Marilyn. And you talk about time, this industry, nobody has enough time. Right? We're always rushing to things.
Yeah.
But that's
really special. And I love to talk to people and kind of do a temperature check. How you doing? Because, you know, as you know, you were still working in this building during the pandemic, and coming back in, I wanted to see how everybody was doing, and that's so important. How are you, co-workers?
Yeah.
Whether you're on the air or off the air, how are you doing?
Yeah.
That's really special.
It is so special.
really
and I've got
special.
another
Oh
one
my
here.
God.
This one's, do you need a second?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, you're good. I want to make sure I play you what Kelsey had to say
Oh,
too. And then you
Kelsey.
might not be good after this.
Okay,
Have a
okay.
listen.
Oh, Kelsey.
When I started at CTV a decade ago in Alberta, my mentor, David Spence, talked about this wonderful woman he'd worked with at CFCN in Calgary who'd gone on to big things. She was smart, she was funny, kind, and loved to laugh. She had also done the weather at CTV. She'd been on CJ92, the local rock radio station, and when David briefly left the station, she threw him a wicked going-away party. Fast forward a few years later, that same woman would give me what I call my big break. Fast forward a few years later, that same woman would give me what I call my big break. The Marilyn Denis show was looking at what La Nina would be like in Canada, and my news director asked me if I could send in the clip from Calgary. I had literally just come back from maternity leave and was so nervous. I got Karen to come in and do my makeup professionally. I recorded the clip 100 times, and then I sent it in. A few weeks later, my whole family watched and recorded as little old me had 15 seconds of fame on national TV. Seconds after the clip aired, one of the big bosses from the network emailed me and asked for a demo reel, and a year later, no joke, my office was kitty-corner to hers, to the legend, to Marilyn. Marilyn, it has been surreal working with you. Thank you for taking the time to care, for mentoring, for sharing your light and love with the world. Thank you for paving the way for me and for so many others.
Yay!
Yeah.
She made it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, Kelsey, that's so great. That's okay. I won't.
Well, me too, because it's time and space,
Yeah,
Marilyn.
yeah.
That is what you have given to broadcasters
you.
across this country.
Thank you.
Is time and space.
Well, I appreciate those words. It's so great to see people succeed. It's so great to see people get to where they want to go, or the unexpected that maybe she thought she was going to be in Calgary for a long time, and she makes it here. But you know, with Kelsey, David Spence and I worked together on radio, and then we also did television together too. And when she said I did weather, I did it very poorly. Okay, like I only had 2.5 minutes, and when I was looking at Eastern Canada, I said the Maritimes like this, because I had to just
didn't know.
get it done. But what I loved about that's the kindness that David Spence had. You know, that's the kindness that he had. That's about taking the time to talk to her, to connect with me, and to prop her up, to go for it. And that's what I think people should do. Like, go for it.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
There was a time in this industry when there were term limits, in particular for women. And we have seen longevity added. Do you think the game changed, or did you change the game?
Oh my gosh, I don't think I changed the game.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think, I don't know. She's good at what she does. She's really good. See, I don't get to watch you enough because I'm doing Chum in the morning. I see you, but I don't hear you.
know.
Which, this is a real pleasure for me to talk with you and sit down to do this. They were so quick to that person doesn't work out, or that person's, I remember in the 80s, that person's turning 40, bye-bye, right? Let's get that sort of thing. I think I stayed low on the radar and showed up and did my best. There's a reason why I have 2 jobs. If one failed, I still had some income because I was a single mother. There's a reason why I've done that thing for a long time. This TV thing was in addition to and lovely to radio. And you know how much I love radio. To get back to your point is that as time went on, I think especially because of the pandemic, people like people that they've known for a long time. There's a comfort there. So that worked in my favor. I don't think I set the precedent. It just is the way it worked out. I was really lucky. Because it's luck, too. You know that, right? I mean, you can work as hard as you can and expose yourself to Instagram and do all these kind of things, and an opportunity is not presented to you. So I really feel that I had luck on my side. I had great people that supported me. I had the voice of my mom and my dad. You can do it. Just do it. Do it. If you love it, and that's the other thing I'm going to say to you, Anne-Marie. You have to have passion. This isn't something you clock in, just do and then go home. It's got to be everything. It's got to be all-encompassing. You got to find the right partner that understands that. You explain to your kids why you are the way that you are. And I think it's just the love of that. You know, I have to tell you, when I got into broadcasting, I just wanted to be a top 40 DJ. That's it. And I had so much fun. Probably the best time on radio I've ever had was in Little Moscow, Idaho.
Wow.
Playing 45 records. That was good. But then, you know, you have to grow and you have to move up. I never, ever thought I was going to do television. In a million years. I know everybody wanted to.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got into radio in 1976, and everybody wanted to get into TV because it was, and I was like, no, it's okay. I'm okay, you know, wearing my sweatshirt and playing the records. So this has been a real privilege for me. And the fact that I've had the opportunity to do it twice and in the same room is I pinch myself a lot on that. So I think that I had luck on my side. I had good people supporting me. There were some naysayers. When you naysay, I work harder. I do. That gives me fire under my mom. I work hard. But I knew that I was true to myself, and I knew that that would hopefully come across the screen. And that's what I think that's all about, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Marilyn, thank you. Thank you for listening to the voice of your mom and dad.
Yes.
Because a lot of people's lives are for the better because he did.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I bite my burger now?
You can have it. It's cold. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm a mother. I always eat food that's cold. And usually over the sink.
Yeah. So look, this is very civilized.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.